name is Vina, aka Miss WOC Reader, and welcome welcome back to my channel. So I know I can't be the only one who kept telling themselves in 2022 I'm going to read specific books and telling myself, oh, I'll read that book this month, or I'll read that book this month, and then it never happened. So I just wanted to talk about some of the books that I told myself I was going to read and I never got to. This is the physical edition. So all the physical ones are, fortunately, sci-fi and fantasy too. I told myself I'm gonna read so much more adult SSF, and I didn't read nearly as much as I wanted to. So first off, I have this tome. Look how thick it is, guys. Like, those of you who know me know that I don't read large books, so I was never going to end up finishing this without taking a long time. So I know I already need to set it, like, I'm gonna have to read it over the course of a month in between other books, and I just did not have time for that. Even when, like, I was in a book club that was doing a bunny read of it, I still had no motivation to hurry up and get to this one. And it wasn't until I got, like, somebody sent me a copy that I'm like, okay, I need to read it. But I've heard so many great things about the Jasmine Throne. I know it is a very popular one, so I'm definitely going to read it to check out and see what it does. The Undertakers by Nicole Glover. So this is actually the sequel to The Conductors, and I actually received this one in 2021 towards the end of the year when it came out. Like, I actually got this copy direct from the author herself. She even signed it and, like, sent a little bookmark, and she sent, I think she sent character art too, but I don't remember where I put the character art. But I told myself, it's okay, I'm gonna put that aside and read it for 2022, and then reading was just all over the place. I went through periodic slumps throughout the year, so I just did not get the chance to actually sit down and enjoy this one. So I'm debating on whether to put this on my February TBR. Not that you have to read, like, historical type stories during February, but I kind of like reading historical type stories in February. Speaking of, like, another historical fantasy, The Monsters We Defy by Leslie Penelope. So I actually have read or attempted to read work by Leslie Penelope, or as she also goes by L. Penelope before, that Earthsinger series. I tried to read it. I tried to read book 1 and ended up DNFing book 1. Then I picked up book 2 because I found out even though it's in the same series, they follow completely different people and they were following completely different time periods. So I'm like, maybe it was just that book I didn't gel with, and then ended up DNFing book 2. So when I saw her name on this book, I was a little bit hesitant, but, like, look at the cover, look at the theme. Like, I love, like, a good 1920s set story, like, black story, and then it just seems like so far removed from that other series I was trying to read. Well, I'm like, maybe it was just that particular series and not her writing, so I'm gonna give her another chance and try with this one. And, like, so, like, I got the character art for this one, and because she did, like, a pre-order thing, and I had actually just library requested it, and then I ended up getting this copy for free. But look at those people. Look at that. Like, I have to get to know who these characters are. So I might actually read this one in February too. Like I said, you don't have to read, like, historical set stories during the month of February, but I just like to. And then Daughters of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Han. So everybody and their mom was reading this one last year. I saw everybody talking about it at the beginning of the year, like around the time when it came out. And then I saw a lot of people talking about the sequel. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to read this one in fall. I'm going to read this one in fall. And then fall came around and I fell into this unexpected reading slump. And I was just trying to read all these fantasies and it wasn't working out for me. So I never ended up reading this one in fall. So I'm going to try and read this one though, even though I've heard a lot of good stuff from book 2, but then my friend who kind of has the same feelings, like, as me towards most books was like, I didn't like this one, so I don't know. We'll see. And then This one I am actually making progress on. So it is The Seed of Cain by Agnes Gilmillian. It is the sequel to The Record Keeper. It kept getting pushed back from when it initially was supposed to release. So it ended up not releasing till June, I think it was, of last year. So I did end up buying it and putting it on my shelf. I even actually have the audiobook too. And right now I'm doing this blended read where I'm like listening to the audiobook, but I'm following along with it from while like the words while I read. And so far it's confusing, but it's not confusing in that I hate it. It's like confusing in some parts, but still intriguing. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain the story, but I'm interested in it. So I'm at least engaged. I'm working towards finishing this. I thought I was going to be able to sneak it in December, and then like my December TBR was all over the place. So are there any books that you wanted to read in 2022 that you really thought you were going to get to and you ended up not reading? If you have any, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks much for staying around and watching. And I'll be sure to check in with you guys soon. Bye!